close that door. Okay, thanks everyone for coming here for Kenny Pickett's press conference. Want to give you how the afternoon will lay out. Art Rooney will come up here and say a few words. Then he will turn it over to Kenny Pickett. At that point in time, he'll say a few words, and then we'll open it up for questions from the media. After that is completed, we will do a photo opportunity right here with Kenny and Coach, Kevin, and Art as well. So just hang tight afterwards. We'll bring you up. But at this point in time, Art?
Well, good afternoon. We are excited, obviously, to have Kenny, be able to introduce Kenny to you all today. And usually I get to say to the individual, welcome to Pittsburgh, and today I get to say, welcome to this side of the building. So it's a great feeling to be able to do that. And it's also something for me to be able to say that we drafted somebody who broke all of Dan Marino's records in college is pretty special. You all know the number of awards that Kenny has won, Heisman Trophy finalist, but of course, team goals are the ones that count, and Kenny led his team to a championship this season, and that's what we're looking for here, to win a championship. So I'm pleased to introduce Kenny Pickett.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank Mr. Rooney first, obviously, Coach Tomlin, Kevin, the whole coaching staff, Coach Canada, Coach Sullivan, and the scouting department. Everyone that had a hand in getting me here. I'm just incredibly grateful for the opportunity. Like Mr. Rooney said, coming from right next door, it's walk into the building. I always peek to the left side, and now I'll be calling this place home. So. My family at home as well, my fiance. So there's plenty of thank yous to go out, but just incredibly, grateful to be here. So, questions?
Kenny, last night you said it was a moment that 5-year-old, 7-year-old you dreamed of. It was something that was really special to you and your dad. If you could go back and talk to 5-year-old Kenny Pickett, 7-year-old Kenny Pickett, what would you say?
Just keep going. I always knew. This was always the dream. So I like you said, I've envisioned it since I was 5, 7 years old. So it was incredibly special. Obviously, I was overcome with emotion last night, having my family there, my dad, and that's really why I wanted to be back in New Jersey. My grandparents were there. Everyone that played a part in helping me get here was there, and it was an awesome moment.
At what point in this process did you think that the Steelers were real players, that you potentially could stay here in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think, going through the process, you really don't know, to be honest. You hear a lot of different things. I just want to put my best foot forward in any situation that I was in. I feel like I did that, and, incredibly happy that I'm going to be here.
Okay. Excuse me, at what point did you get over the elation of being drafted and think about this year in the offense and your new teammates and things like that?
I'm still going through it, to be honest. It hasn't been 24 hours yet, so got text from a few of my new teammates now, and that was really special, and appreciate those guys reaching out and kind of welcoming me in. So I'm excited to get to work here.
Kenny, you saw the video of you coming off the plane, getting applause at the airport, that kind of thing. What's it been like just coming back into Pittsburgh now as a Steelers quarterback and not just the Pitt quarterback? But have you gotten a different reception just in the short time you've been back here?
Yeah, it's special. It's really special, and I have a lot of friendships. I know a lot of people here. Obviously, like you said, from playing at Pitt and being here for 5 years. So the fact that I'm starting my pro career here is really special, and I'm looking forward to building new relationships with everybody in the city.
And you talked this pre-draft process about knowing Mike Tomlin and Kevin Colbert a little bit. Do you know any of the Steelers players? You run into them at all? Any relationships there?
Yeah, a little bit. Throughout the years, bumping into those guys, and now they're gonna be my teammates, and obviously we'll be spending a heck of a lot more time together.
Have you heard from Mitch or Mason in the last 2 days?
I have. Yeah, they both reached out, and I actually told Mitch. I don't know if he remembered it, but senior year he called me. He was trying to recruit me to North Carolina, so it goes kind of full circle. 2 great guys. I'm really looking forward to working with them.
Kenny, did you form a relationship with the other guys, the other QBs that were in the draft? And is it a little strange to maybe be the only guy that was picked in the first round?
No, to be honest with you, I definitely, all those guys are friends of mine, and I've just spent a lot of time with them. No matter where they end up, it's just all about what you do when you get here. So that's what I'm excited about now. I finally, have a new home, and I'm excited to get to work, and everyone will be successful if they, work hard.
I know there's pressure no matter who drafts you or wherever you go, but is there a level of comfort being able to stay here at Heinz Field?
Yeah, there's, like you said, there's comfort, but, obviously there's a job at hand, and, I know what I have to do, and I know how to go about my business, so I'm really excited to be here. That first game back in Heinz Field, instead of being in blue and gold, and it'll be black and gold, I'm really excited for that.
I know a compliment that has been paid to you coming out of Pitt is that it's believed that your floor is very high, that your baseline, your standard is very high. Some have questioned how much further you can push your ability after your senior year at Pitt. What is your ceiling if your floor is that high? How much higher can your ceiling?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I went back to Pitt, I feel like a lot of people were saying, why is he going back? How much better is he going to get? He's been there for 4 years. So I feel like I continue to improve every offseason just because of how hard I work and obsess over the little things of getting better. So there's plenty of areas I can improve. So I don't know what my ceiling will be. We'll have to find out in a few years.
To go back to Richie's question on pressure, when Mr. Rooney's introducing you, he already talks about Dan Marino. How many times have you heard that maybe Dan Marino just similar path, and the fact that the Steelers did pass on him in 1983, does that add any level of pressure? I know that was obviously a long time ago, but just hearing like this time they got their fifth quarterback, what do you think when you hear those things?
Yeah, it's special. I'm glad they didn't pass on me this year, so it feels great to be here. I've talked to Dan a bunch, and I'm going to continue to talk to him and use him as a resource. So just coming from a special place, next door, and continuing the tradition here at the Steelers.
What are you most looking forward to having the Steelers?
Probably just, getting to work. I know Coach Cannon for a long time. I finally get to play for him. So that was the first thing we talked about on the phone. So it's, fulfilling my dream. And, once this wears off here in a couple of hours and I can kind of just soak it and enjoy it, and then, get to the playbook part and learn that, and kind of just obsess over being the best I can be.
And you watch a lot of. Go ahead, Dale. Usually the Steelers have a kind of give their rookies a tour of the town. Are you going to lead the tour?
That's what I said. I was like, yeah, I don't need the tour. I could probably, when the new guys get here, I could show them around. So we'll see what happens.
Was watching NFL on Sundays, is that part of your ritual? I know you guys have meetings on Sunday next door or whatever, but did you just sort of immerse yourself in the team even just by being next to it?
Yeah, you just kind of feel like there's a connection. Whenever they're on, the Steelers are on, you always watch. If you're a Pitt player, we'd always have it up in the locker room if they were playing. If there's a night game, we always watch. So it's really special now to put that helmet on, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
Maybe you were watching more just casually, but did you get to see anything from Matt Canada's offense? Did it remind you of all the stuff that he was kind of doing when he was recruiting you at Pitt? And have you been able to, the competitor in you, have you been able to put off diving into that and letting yourself enjoy this for now?
Yeah, trying my best, but I definitely, just watching the games, I could tell it was a lot of the stuff that he's always done. Getting the quarterback on the move, changing the launch points up, using athleticism, which I feel like I have. So I feel like I fit the mold that coach is looking for, and I'm excited to kind of get in that playbook and see what else he's adding, because I know it's every year it's changing. So, but I'm excited to learn the new things.
Can you remember your pro day? You're kind of put on the spot. Somebody asked you a tough question right on the spot about being compared to some other quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And when you hear some of the names you've been compared to, do you take that as a compliment, or do you think I can be even better than some of those guys?
They're all great. You're talking about pros, so that's why I said there's no slight I take for any comparison. I just always try to improve. If there's something I can take from somebody's game, I'm always going to do that. That's why I'm excited to get to learn from, Mason and Mitch and see what they do well and see if I can incorporate that with what I do. So you're always learning, you're always evolving. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Something that Mike and Kevin talked about last night is just your maturity, both on and off the field. Specifically off the field, how did you feel like you matured in your especially last year at Pitt, and how much does that help staying here with all the pressure that you could get just in all the circumstances?
Yeah, I got engaged. So that's that was a big moment. I'm really excited for Amy to come out here now and live out here with me, and really enjoy the city together. So I think there's a lot of things that changed throughout the 5 years at Pitt. And, you're evolving as a player, you're evolving as a person as well. So I'm excited to kind of, start this next chapter here with her.
Kenny, when you made that decision in December of 20 to come back for another year, now we're, 15, 16 months later, you're here, have you even exceeded what you thought was possible when you made that decision to come back?
This is where I wanted to be when I made that decision to come back. So I set out to do it, and I had great support. My coaches, all my teammates. I knew we had a really special group there at Pitt. If I came back, I felt like we had a great shot to win a championship, and that's exactly what we did. And when you win championships, things kind of fall in line for the individuals on the team. So this is exactly where I thought I would be.
Do you have any relationship with Ben Roethlisberger, and have you heard from him?
Not much, but I mean, I have about 100 messages I haven't opened yet, so maybe.
I know you got some comments about your hand size, but yet you're the first quarterback off the board. What do you have to say about that?
Not much, really. I mean, it's kind of, not that big of a deal, obviously. But just happy to be a Steeler, honestly, really.
You mentioned having 100 messages. I mean, what have these last, since 10 o'clock last night been like? I don't know if you saw the video of a Southside Bar Steelers fan seeing you get picked and Pitt fan seeing you get picked. I mean, how crazy has it been? I
haven't seen. I want to take the time and kind of soak it in and look at all that stuff. I've really just kind of been enjoying the people that I've been with. I got about 2 or 3 hours of sleep and hop on a plane, and I'm here now. So just really enjoying it and kind of taking it all in. But when I go home and get a second to hang with my family again, will be really awesome.
Two more questions here. Pat talked about how competitive you are and how you want to play all the time. Mike said yesterday that you're going to compete for the starting job. Is that a realistic goal? Is that what you want this year, as soon as possible to be able to start?
Any competitor, absolutely. I mean, but I know how to be a great teammate. I know how to go about my business. I'm really excited to learn from those guys. Like I said, all great people in the building. That's something I've known since I've been at Pitt. So it's just, I'm excited to be a part of this organization and compete and work towards winning a championship.
Final one. It's a younger offense with guys like Najee, Deontay, those guys. Is it kind of exciting to have such a young group and kind of build something together?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Like you said, I mean, there's a long list of great players here. So I'm excited to get involved and, meet those guys, learn what they do really well and like I said, help us, win a championship here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, if you guys can just stay back. Good. Start. All right, and then Coach and Kevin. Good. All right, sounds good.